Now we're going to bring it all together with walkthrough 2 and exercise 2. We're going to style all of the selectors that we created here so that we can lead up to building or designing our final website, which looks like this. So the first thing that we're going to do, if you look at and preview our current website, the background is red, which makes sense. We actually want our background to be this bluish color. And how we can get that exact color is we right click, click inspect, click on body, in this case is already selected, and we can just copy and paste the hex value for this blue color and hit Command S to save, then our file save, and see immediately our background color is now blue. One step closer to our final website, which is here. The next thing we want to do is we notice we have a font here. In this case we're using Roboto, but we want a clean font. We'll talk about Roboto and Google Fonts later and fonts that are stored on the cloud. But for right now we're going to use Arial, which is a font that's on every computer. And say for example you want to change your font with CSS but did not know how to do that. Well, all you would need to Google is the CSS font properties, and we'll click here, and right away we see font family and the name of the font, the value here. So in our case we want the font family to be Arial. We're going to refresh your page. Done. The next item we're going to style is our unordered list. Notice there's these little dots here next to them. We want to remove that. And again, we can do unordered or ul list style properties. And if we go to W3 Schools, it's a great resource. It tells us that if we want to hide that little circle and remove the default circles, we can use the list style type none. And so in our case, we're just going to do list style none. Put a little semicolon, file, save, reload our page, and it disappears. Next, we're going to style our anchor tags. And again, this is all in the exercise instructions. If we look at our final website, we see some of our links are silver and then some are red. We'll come back to this later. But for now, let's just style all our links silver because that's what all the main links currently are. They're all silver except the ones in the paragraph, and we'll come back to why this is. So we know we want the color, which is our property, and the value of that is silver. And that with the semicolon, hit save, Command S, Control S Windows, reload our page. Wow, they're all now silver. The next thing we want to style is going to be our header size. And we've provided the font size for you. When you work in an industry, at an agency, you'll have a brand guideline of exactly how big the font size should be. Usually a team of designers and UI, UX experts will provide this guideline to you. So in this case, we know we want our H2 to be 30 pixels and our H1 to be 60 pixels because we've provided that to you as a guideline. So we're going to go to font size, 60 px stands for pixels, font 30 pixels. File and save. And Command S. We're going to refresh. And look, already we're getting closer and closer to our final product with just a few small changes to our CSS. This is the power of CSS. Next, if we look at our final product, let's go click exactly on the paragraph tag. The font size is 16 pixels. So let's do that. We want all paragraph to have a font size 16 pixels. Hit save, refresh. It's now 16 pixels. It may not show that way because by default it was around 16 pixels. Next, in our header right here, it's black. We want the header portion of our website to be black. So we're going to click here, header. What's cool is you can write code again in Inspector. So you can write background, color, black. And you can copy and paste all of this. Be careful when you copy and paste for typos. I'll paste it over. The next thing we want to look at is our nav, main, and footer. For right now, we'll leave nav and main blank. We'll come back to those later. And the only thing we'll style is our footer. And if we go back to our final example, our footer is also black as our header. So as you can imagine, the background color will be black. And I save that. I hit Command S, reload this page. You can hit Command R to reload. Click that little button. And our footer is now black. Our header is black. The last thing we'll do is we'll paste in our CSS reset rules. We've provided that URL for you. It will take you to this GitHub gist linked. Copy and paste it over. And you're going to put these rules at the very, very top of your website. At line 1. And you're going to hit save, Command S. And we're just going to reload. And that's it for exercise 2. See you in the next unit.